Hey everybody, how's it going? Today we're going to take a look at the newest version in the world of Monster Strike. It is version 29.5, and just because you didn't read the news article on the website or you can't read Japanese to understand Japanese doesn't mean you need to miss out on all of these great updates. And today we're going to go over a bunch of nice quality of life updates, which I am pretty happy about. So without further ado, let's get going. First, of course, is the evolution form change warning. And I don't have a live example. Actually, probably don't have a lot of live examples about this because when it happens, you get annoyed. But you know, to make it happen, you know, not the easiest thing. I guess I could, but it's also a lot of pain. Anyways, when you use the last use party, right? You're playing a quest you did sometime in the past. Let's say like the castles, right? Castle 6, right? You do that, or Garden 6, right? A monster there will need a specific evolution form, and maybe after you did it, like, all right, that was a pain in the butt. Let me put it back in the other form where I'll use it more. That does happen, right? And then you go back, okay, oh, you know what? Let's do Garden 6 again and see how that goes. And then you forgot that you changed this evolution form, and then you died. Like, why the heck did I die right away? No wonder I don't want to play this stupid level anymore. But then you go and check, like, oh, it's the wrong evolution form. Well, now the game will warn you. There will be a text message. It'll be in Japanese, but you'll see a text message there saying, warning, you have a monster that has changed its evolution form from the last time you've played it. You will have to click that blue I button to go into the next menu, but that next menu will show you which monsters changed with a red exclamation mark, and on the bottom it'll show you their old form in which they were at when you used this party last. So, very, very important update in my opinion. Do note that this only saves information after the update. This obviously didn't exist before the update, so it can't give you that information. So keep that in mind. Only after you have played a quest again will this feature be applicable. And that also applies to this next update here, which will now also show you which friend monster you used when playing a quest. In the details of the quest, it'll show you the last party that you used there. Before it only showed your 3 monsters, now it'll show you all 4 monsters, including your friend monster. Again, same caveat applies. This only applies after the 29.5 update has dropped. Again, the game just didn't have that information beforehand. So something to make sure you are aware of. Very good update. And borrowed monsters, you know, if you have set a borrowed monster into one of your preset team slots, when that either time expires or you actually return that monster, that would just be an empty slot, right? And it's like, oh, what was that monster in there now? Well, good news. Now, even I think this still retains it in the previously used form, the green deck, but for now, even the named save decks that you have, it will put a ghost image of the monster that you used along with the rented icon, which will again be just much more easier to keep track of things. Same caveat applies. This only applies after the 29.5 update. There has been a bug found with this. If and I think probably because it overlaps with the fact that the historically used deck already had this, but sometimes it did not display it correctly. They'll fix it in a future update. So just FYI, if you see that empty slot, just a bug for now. EX progress. If you notice, you know, when you play Shozetsu or Bakuzetsu quests, EX monsters are possible to invade those quests. Well, you'll now be able to see your progress on those monsters in this record keeping stage area here. Very useful to see where you're doing, and if you're missing one too, then you know which series you need to just play a little more to try and get another EX monster. I think there's one that I just have not encountered at all, so encountered or lost, I don't know, but it's pretty cool to see progress there. Material. Oh, actually, this one I can't show you on the screen, right? So if you wanted to go to that area, you go to missions, and then here you can see the record keeping of your monster, right? And so, right, so I guess I haven't played Meliade, Magatsuhi, and then the Bakuzetsu here, who I guess I haven't really played the Netekishi. I think this was one of the harder ones though, so I think that one I understand why I didn't get it. I probably just lost it, like whatever. Um, yeah. So I like that update a lot. It just gives visual progress. Material quests, and I'm not going to be able to show you this, but if you happen to run out of Evo materials, that's, as somebody who's played this game for what, 9 years, I am definitely not short on the basic materials here. If you click the evolution button on the bottom to try and evolve a monster, but you don't have the appropriate materials, you will now get a screen showing the areas where you can go to get said materials, whether it's materials like dragon gems or sharls or coins, yeah. Or if you need to just exchange luck for those items, those are always possible as well. It'll give you the option to do that. Now, badge categorization. Now this is just purely organizational, but for those of you who forget how you can change your badge, you click your rank button on here, you'll come to this screen. You can now click the leftmost tab for strikers, then you want to click your badge here, and then you'll do it one more time, and it'll show the screen. I think it'll be sticky and remember what you used last year. So for example, if I did that, right, even though I clicked the badge, still gonna go to that. So make sure you click the badge to see all this stuff, but they've just kind of shuffled around the categorization, so there's less individual ones and more consolidated ones. They had a bunch of individual ones. They've just grouped them all into a special badge category here, so all of those got crushed into one, and then they renamed Tokubetsu, which means special, to collab. So now they're just outright saying these are collab badges, which is nice. Now there were a few ones that were in the Tokubetsu area, and if they are not collab related, they were pushed into the special area. This is really hard to say in English because Tokubetsu and special mean the same thing, but I mean, they're clearly different when you have it in kanji and then use English. So just makes my life harder. Whatever, it's all good. Oh, this is not from this update. I think I just left this from the last version update, so we can just get rid of that one. Yeah, sorry about that. And miscellaneous updates. And this is a real small thing. I think I liked it before, to be honest, but when you click the monster and you wanted to know how to pronounce their names in Japanese, the yomigana here, and it'll basically put everything in hiragana, right? Momochi Sandayu. If you had it open and then you went to the next monster, it would actually have saved that. It was a sticky state. It would have kept the text open. Now they have made it by default to reset every time you go to a new monster, and if you want to see the name, you will always have to click the name once again, as it will reset to an off state. Very minor update. Android devices. I don't know if many people use them very much, but there was an option here to put in a serial code that has now been removed from the game and instead have been ported into the web shop. And I think because of Apple's weird rules, they were never able. Apple devices were never able to have those serial codes. It was a pure Android thing. So maybe it's changed now that the web store has happened. Also, with all the things that have happening with respect to web store shenanigans, maybe it's a lot more lax now, or they don't have that iron fist that they had before. The gacha pool has been updated once again for your standard gacha packs, the Mon Pass, any of the paid packs, Uncharted Dunes, and Castle Rewards. They will now output monsters that have been added to the game since up to April 30th. So that's cool to see. And I think we have one more. Yeah, there's a small bug fix here. In certain situations, any guardian beast who had the requirement related to being under a certain percentage of HP for X amount of turns, it was actually not counting the turns properly in certain situations. They never elaborate on that stuff, so it's hard to tell what's going on there. But anyone who saw that problem, it's fixed now. And last but not least, I always want to remind you, because it's easy to forget. please make sure you go and do this update. It's 5 free orbs for you for like 20 seconds worth of effort, right? So please don't forget about that. And of course, you can use that on the 50% gotcha if you want. That is always up to you if you want to do it. I always like to do it for the coin flip. Of course, make sure you pay attention to your Hoshidama. You don't want to use your Hoshidama on this gacha at all, so that would be a reason not to do that. And I am trying to find where my alt account is. Ooh, cool, we got a new no, not a new monster, but it's relatively new in terms of bonus. Give me a second. I don't know where my alt account is, but I'm gonna want to do a pull on that too, so give me a second to set that up. All right, found it hidden away. Let's do the gacha here. It's a little too bright, huh? That is Asura, so that is a bust. So main account wins this round, and yeah, it's always nice. And like I said, you make your 5 orbs back with that quest, or you bank that 5 orbs for something nice in the future. And that is it for me today. Thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, do consider hitting the like button and subscribing below. Leaving a comment is always nice. ENGMonts on Twitter/X is available for you at any time. And of course, the Discord channel link to the server is in the description below. That's it for me today. Thanks for watching. Until next time. Bye-bye.